Hey, what's going on, Wolf? Hope you're doing good, bro. It's like this probably like about the sixth app I had to download to try and find the right one. Yeah, this is a different app. This is a different app. To see they're mad now because I found the app that's working. They get into my phone and they disfigure all notifications and all that shit. So I'm not even knowing how long this one is even gonna work. Yes, sir. I'm down to the last of it right now. Yeah. A couple of years ago, you were smoking gelato. I'm in a bit. That's crazy. You said that's what this. That's what this shit is. Yep. Gelato 33. I think people must think it's cool to be a Freemason or something. A lot of people using that number 33. I be seeing that shit in rap videos, underground hood movies. It's like this world is satanically connected. But I get perks everywhere, but I just let them do their own thing and mind my business. Yeah, that's the thing, man. I can't. I've been there. Like I've been at that phase to where man. I've been through so many different phases in this bullshit, bro. I've been in the ignoring them. I've been at the getting aggressive with them. Um, I've even sad to say, I wouldn't completely say pleaded with them, but I've asked them like. I've chewed up my pride on plenty of occasions to ask them just to leave me the fuck alone. And, it just comes to a point, or for me at least, it comes to a point to where, I was living a whole different, like before this program, years ago even, if you will. I was living a whole different lifestyle. So for me to sit here and, non-aggressively ask these people to leave me alone and all that shit, it just, it gives you this certain, well, for me, it almost makes me feel like, I don't want to say a bitch, I'll just say soft. But it's soft, like, to let these fucking people just do whatever they want to do, fucking scratch and then smile in your face, and it comes to a point to where you got to do something about it. And I don't want to go to jail for hurting one of these motherfuckers, man. And I know, like, if it ever goes there, there's no, like, it's no telling. Like, there's no telling, like, because it's just so much shit pinned up in the back of my fucking, with so much shit they've done throughout this 11 years. You know, I'm not, if just say, for instance, a person waking up on the wrong side of the bed. If I wake up on the wrong side of the bed, as well as you and any other targeted individual, it's not the same waking up on the wrong side of the bed as, you know, normal people go through. Like, you know, our waking up on the wrong side of the bed might be a little bit different than the average person. So, you know, as much as I don't want to do anything to these people, I can't guarantee how far. If I do something, I can't guarantee how far it'll go, because yeah, I can't guarantee that. So instead of ignoring them and letting that shit build up and build up like that, you know, when it gets to a certain point, I just go protest the shit, you know, or you know, to, you know, make videos, just do something to get my mind off the bullshit, man, because it'll be real. Man, I've thought of so many devious things I could do to these people. And there's a possibility I could get caught, but it's all plausible deniability. So, you know, I just work off the same blueprint as them, if that's, you know. But I'm just not, I'm not no, I mean, I guess that's, I don't know. It's like peon shit to me, though. Like, for people to scratch your car or fucking, you know, whisper or talk shit about you real loud and then, like, walk away, like, not saying that. It's just like almost kindergarten fucking. And they're adults. So, yeah, man. I just protest. It's not so much that I'm so much focusing on them. It's just my way of letting shit out, venting it out, and then I don't have to worry about fucking, you know, doing something. Cause I feel a lot better once I get out there and I start protesting and shit. All the fucking bullshit that they've, you know, all the bullshit that I've accumulated within me from them, as far as temper or aggression or whatever, however you would want to put it. Like, it you know, it disperses. It slowly drains out, bro. There's been plenty of times I shouldn't even talk about it, man. It's just plenty of times that I've been ready to just do some, you know, shit that is not me, like shit, and you know, I gotta sit back and think about it and be like, damn, man, these people are really like changing the dynamics of my life. For real. Hey, what's going on, Miss Wonder? Your stream is lagging here. Yeah, they're working on it. Probably, they're definitely probably working on it. Do you know why we're targeted in the first place? Were you a truther before? No. Hold on. Let me see. Do you know? Okay. Before my targeting, I wasn't really a truther, but I did, you know, I stuck up. I guess I stuck up for people. I used to, you know, how would you say? How could I put this? As far as being a truther and, you know, going and doing videos and all that shit, I never did that. I talked to people, like certain people, about like aliens. like people I felt comfortable with, because I didn't, everybody. You start talking about that shit with some people and they just, they write you off as fucking whatever. So, certain people I'll talk to and shit about it. And, usually people who brought it up first, like, asked me a question about it. I've spoken on the military and the coffins. I haven't spoken on it, but I've researched it on YouTube. A lot of death marches, like Russia's death march, America's death march, China's death march. As far as their military their death marches, nothing really out of the ordinary. Spirits, demons. I did a lot of extraterrestrial, a bunch of different shit. And then, when I was in prison, what led me into all that fucking shit, like, I always believed in aliens, but what really, led me into YouTube searching and shit is because, I had a cellie that, I was, when I was away in prison, I had a cellie. He was going home. And, he left behind some stuff, and he left me a book. And it was called Beware for the Pale Horse and shit. And, like, when I started reading that book, man, it's crazy. Like, a lot of shit that, how could I put it? A lot of shit that I was thinking, like, I wasn't thinking what he wrote in the book word for word, but a lot of shit that I was thinking, it's like his fucking book, that book fucking, it what would you say? It added a lot of shit up. Like, a lot of shit that I was thinking, it like confirmed it, if you will. It confirmed a lot of shit that I was thinking, like, that I didn't know, but that he said, I might have just thought about it, like, just thinking, like, shit like alright, I don't want to get too deep into it because people start thinking crazy, but, like, for instance, we know aliens have telepathic powers and shit. So it would only be smart to think that if we were taken over by an alien race, if our government was taken over by an alien race, then if they have telekinetic powers and shit like that, and they can control people with the brain shit, telekinesis or whatever. If they can control people with that shit, we are way, like, we're prehistoric, to the shit, their technologies and shits. Therefore, it would only be a wise thought, if only thought, to say that it's potentially possible for them to take over the government using their fucking telecommunication from the brain. I can't think of the word for it right now, but it would only be smart to think that. And that's the type of shit, I mean, like, that resonated, I guess, confirmed shit for me. But yeah, man, I can't, honestly, if I was to honestly say, I mean, even still, those little things, bro, I mean, just what I'm going through, just what we're going through, like, I don't see that being enough. Just looking up YouTube videos and shit, a lot of people do it. I've challenged a lot of people, like a lot of like authority figures. Not challenged them as but you know, I've challenged their fucking words and shit and all their fucking shit, like, you know, to where I could do it, like legally challenge them, like not, you know, being some smart ass or no shit, like, but legally challenging them and shit, like getting write-ups and, you know, writing the fucking police up that wrote me, writing the police up that wrote me up and shit like that. Just small shit like that. I don't see that. And then I got a tattoo on my stomach of a black fist hanging a Klansman. And not because I'm racist or no shit like that, but like, I hate, well, it's my life pretty much. But you know, the reason why I got the tattoo is when I was in prison, you know, there it's a lot of different cars, a lot of different races, and a lot of racist motherfuckers, period. And they do shit. They walk the man, and some of the tattoos are just the tattoos in prison are fucking unfucking believable, man. Like, better than any shit that you've seen on the streets. Fucking made with fucking prison ink, like made with complete fucking home shift made fucking ink, shift made tattoo. But the tattoos are like fucking, man. Anyways, motherfuckers walking around with portraits of Hitler all on their fucking chest, or swastikas. And back then, like my first time in prison, I was kind of a hardhead and shit. Like, I didn't I didn't understand politics and how certain things I do could, you know, jeopardize my whole fucking card. Like, everybody who, you know, I'm rocking with in prison, like, the little shit that I do could jeopardize the, you know, the whole card. So I gotta, you know, and just to, you know, cause you don't know shit. So when you say shit to those people and shit, like, say for instance, I'm playing domino, or we're playing dominoes at the table, and then there's somebody talking to somebody, but they got their back turned to you, but their back is like, you know, you're seeing this fucking portrait of fucking Hitler and shit while you're playing bones and shit, and then you said, like, you know, my normal reaction was to say something to that person, and, you know, I found like I can't do that. Like, you can't do that because it, you know, it'll put everybody in jeopardy. So I tried to be slick and do it in a silent way. And fucking got I got a tattoo of a black fist hanging a Klansman. Long story short, fucking the police find me, and they you know, I get a write-up, and, you know, they're taking pictures of my tattoo, and the fucking dude that's the fucking cop, you know, he's acting like he's cool and shit, but, you know, he's saying shit, like, he's saying small shit too. He's calling me a racist and all that. I'm like, nah, man, I'm not racist. I'm not racist at all. But the thing that stuck with me that he said is, he said, you know, that tattoo's gonna follow you wherever you go. Like, that tattoo's gonna bring you a lot of trouble. Wherever you go, that tattoo, you know. And I never really fucking, I never paid attention to that that statement until I found out I was targeted and shit. And I was trying to figure out how the hell I could have got put on this fucking program. But you know, when he said it then, I was just thinking like he was saying like if I go to different prisons and shit, different people in like someone in prison might not like my tattoo and it's gonna bring me trouble. Like that's what I thought he, you know, was saying when he said that. But you know, when I was because you know in the beginning how you brainstorm and try and figure out how the fuck you could have got put on this, who would have put you on this shit. And it was just, you know, that was one of the main things. That was one of the main reasons I thought I could have just, that shit kept replaying in my head over and over what that fucking cop said. Or that CO. That shit just started. It still replays over to this day. Like, you know, if I had to fucking put my finger on it, if I had to just take a fucking educated guess, even though like I know I might be far off. This fucking program is way too complicated to be even trying to figure out. But you know, if I had to take just a quick educated guess, I would say that tattoo was the reason. Maybe the cop, the CO was connected, and then got in contact with my parole officer, and then they sicked the bloodhounds on me. Let's see. They just select who they don't want around. They do it to kids and elderly too. They vile, wicked, cybernetic, demon, human hybrids who do. Yeah, they're definitely if they are human, they have no human traits, man. They have no soul, no heart. No, nothing, man. It's just like they're void of any type of fucking emotion. You know, it does help, like, you know, to remind yourself that, you know, even though I'm not religious or anything, I do believe in certain scriptures in the Bible. I do believe, like, I believe the Bible, like, a lot of the Bible is real. I just believe a lot of it's been tampered with and, you know, recreated for control. But, you know, when we really think about it, you know, these are the end days. And we are dealing with a bunch of demonic people. Maybe they're not described as the way it was described in the Bible because that was so long ago and people, you know, words have evolved and, you know, people, you know, they see things different. But, you know, the action is still there, whether it's, you know, even with the seals, like, you know, when the seals break, like when you think about it, if you look at all the politicians on the front of that podium, what they talk on, you know, those seals are like, when you look at those pictures on their seals, like they look like something that the Bible was talking about in Revelation, birds and human heads and just weird. They got a lot of weird fucking seals on their you know, those politician podium seals and shit like that. There's a lot of weird fucking shit on those things, man. And, you know, they're highly a part of this program. So when you think about it, man, we might just be in Revelations. And this might just fucking be Revelations and shit. You know, UFOs and shit. Yeah, I know y'all gonna think this shit's crazy, but like a week ago, probably a week and a half ago, They spotted fucking like six or I don't know how many. A lot of fucking UFOs though. I don't know if I put it on the channel. I have to screen record it and put it up if I didn't. But yeah, man, it's like six fucking UFOs in the sky and shit. Unless it was them fucking doing the whatever that shit's called. Projection. There's nothing that wait, hold on. There's nothing that I did to wind up on their list. No criminal history, and I lived a quiet life. Yeah, bro, and that's what it is, man. I think what it is they pick, it's like they know their psychological fucking evaluation progress is spot on. Like, they know motherfuckers who will participate and motherfuckers who won't. Even if you look at the process of fucking getting locked up in the back of a police car, if you're seasoned and a police officer know I don't want to say it like it's cool, because it's not cool to be a convict or whatever, but if you're seasoned and shit, like, a police officer will know, like, nah, I can't run this fucking bullshit. We want the big fish, we'll let you go, or scare you into fucking telling on somebody, or they know they can't do that. But versus the other person they psychologically evaluate, they'll they look at you, or they ask you a couple questions, and the way you respond to them, they know. So they're not gonna even proceed and waste their time. Versus the person who doesn't know, never been to jail, man, they're gonna sit back there and play all types of fucking head games with you. And those are the people that's real fucking easy to get to join this program. You get caught petty theft, you're gonna get 15 years, but you could work for me, and I won't even write it up. I'll let you go home right now. These are the type of mentalities of people that these people hire and shit. Like, so not only are we dealing with a bunch of soulless people, but we're dealing with a bunch of I don't even want to call them snitches, man, because they even give snitches like a bad name. I'm like, yeah, I'm about to say, because snitches tell, but they tell on shit that's really going on. Like, the snitches are telling on, like, if you're selling drugs, the snitch is gonna tell that you're selling drugs. These people are out here fucking making up shit and oh Lord, man, like, what the hell type of mess did we get the fuck into, man? These people, man, they're like tattletales, fantasy tattletellers and shit. Oh man, that's bad. It's bad when you can give a snitch a bad name, when you're making snitches look bad. When somebody tells you, nah, man, don't call him no snitch, you're making snitches look bad. Like, you're in some fucking, knee-high deep shit. You're really fucking a piece of shit. You might as well swim in the shit. This program is highly illegal. Torture is a human rights violation, punishable by death under the Geneva Convention. There is no justification that they have when God catches up with them. Yeah, and see, I believe that we could fucking flip the fucking boat over We just don't know the right terms and the right section codes and all that shit to go into, man. Like I'm telling you, man. That's why I wish I would have took up law, man. I swear, like, then taking law was never a thought in my mind. I never would have fucking, but you know, being in here and even being in jail, like, even being in jail and having to go to the law library and fucking look up your code, look up, try and fight for yourself and point out shit. Like, that shit is so fucking hard, man. You gotta go in there and fucking, like, when you open up the book, all it is a bunch of fucking section codes, numbers and shit. And they refer you to something. And it's like a real, just to find out, you know, shit about your case, man, is like a fucking college course, man. Like, literally trying to beat a fucking case, and you're doing footwork is like really fucking going to college, man. Like, you feel like you're in school and shit, man. It's crazy as fuck. Like, and just fucking that shit, and then this shit even, these are the two times, or that time, and going through this fucking program. Only two times I said I wish I would have fucking took up law, man. Cause if you don't know law, the language of law, man, that shit is like Chinese, man. It's like fucking Chinese, man. You won't understand shit. All they gotta do is start talking section codes on you, and then you'll be completely fucking lost. Oh, he's been locked up for a 2.1-97. And you like, what the fuck? It's crazy, man. Man, that's saying all that to say, man. If we knew law good and we knew section codes, man, we could fucking sue the shit out these motherfuckers. Represent our fucking selves and shit. Because it damn sure ain't gonna be no lawyer to fuck with us. Or if there is, man, it's far and widespread. Hey, what's going on, Mo? Hope you're doing well, bro. Hope everybody's doing well as well. Do you still upload street theater video? Oh, wait, hold on. Do you still upload street theater videos? It's been a while since I've watched your channel. I do. I've been doing a lot of lives lately, and just filming things here and there. I park, like, right now, like, I'm way away from them. Like, usually when I'm parked, like, right here, they'll send the cars and all that shit at me. Sometimes the cars that come out and do street theater, but I don't get as many of them over here as I get over there, down, like, the middle of downtown. Like, this right here is just leaving downtown. Like, this is the outskirts of downtown. More of a industrial type of area. Hey, what's going on, Tip? Man, hanging in there, bro. Hanging in there like a motherfucker, bro. It ain't easy, that's for sure. It's doable. It's definitely doable, but it ain't easy, man. Police harassment. Police been going hard with their fucking bullshit. And now that I like the fact that well, I shouldn't say I like the fact. I'm getting more interested into researching psychology shit. Like I learn something new every day. Like I learn, I learn a new word that eventually I implement in my protest. Like I gotta take it because I'm memorizing the shit that I say. So you know, every now and then I implement. It's getting my little protest is getting longer. It's getting longer from what it used to be because I want to make sure that everything I say in the protest is all facts. That they can't say, "Oh, this guy's crazy." Like I'm gonna give him no opportunity, no fucking wiggle room into saying, like I want to match all the shit that they do to us. Um, I want to eventually be able to fucking like that's what I want to learn the psychological fucking effects that what the shit that they're doing to us can cause. Like so, because they're saying what they're doing is to clean up the streets and all that shit, but the science behind everything that they're saying, I want to contradict their bullshit. So I'm like I don't want to say digging deep or diving deep into psychology and shit, but I've been doing my homework on that shit though, and eventually, like I know, and I don't want to bring it into existence, but and I don't care. It's like nothing. I don't want no sympathy. I don't want no none of that shit. Like I don't care about that shit. So, but I know eventually, like something's gonna happen. I'm gonna disappear, whether they fucking kill me or, something. They're gonna do something like to get me out the way, and I'm fucking perfectly content with that. In fact, like, I wanna leave a mark, so to where like, where when they do get on the TV and try and say I'm crazy, like even you guys, if you guys can fucking like, if I do, knock on wood, man, because I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but I am being realistic about this shit. Like, if they do something like fucking get on the fucking news channels and just start sharing my channel, share your channel, share my channel, but make sure these motherfuckers don't. Make sure these motherfuckers don't go saying that I was fucking crazy and shit, man. Uh, yeah, man, but it has been a lot of police fucking bullshit. A lot of police, and now that I've implemented Chinese terrorism into it, um, they're sending they're trying to entrap me basically. They send a bunch of Chinese people at me now that I've been saying that. So what they'll do is they'll send a bunch of Chinese people by me so I can, get on the loud megaphone every time they pass by and they can say I'm harassing that person and shit. Like their tactics, well, most of them, a lot of them are really fucking, like you get them. Like you can, you can see them fucking coming and shit. Right after I say it's Chinese terrorism, white supremacy and Chinese terrorism, they start overflowing me with Chinese people. And and when I first started saying it, they thought, I caught on to it when they started overflowing me with black people. When that I was saying it was white supremacy and Chinese terrorism. So they stopped for a second. They literally stopped, like having, like for probably about 3 days straight, I was getting harassed by nothing but black people. And and, and I would just get on the megaphone and tell him, like, tell your master this shit doesn't work. Like, I know you guys are a part of it, but right now I'm pointing out the string pullers. I'm pointing out the string pullers. You guys are just puppets. I'm pointing out the string pullers. They don't like that shit when you call them out. They do not like that shit, bro. Cause their thing is they think they're smarter than you. They think they can overthink you or outthink you. They think they can fucking, even to the point to where them thinking they can predict what you're going. Like if they don't have that person that's reading your thoughts, if they're not on the phone with that person or that person's not texting you, these people, trust me, these people have, or you're not telling on yourself by hopping on the fucking, Google Maps and all that shit. These people have not, these people can't tell you where you're fucking going. These people can't predict you, man. And I've tested it out. I've tested it out on many fucking occasions. These people cannot fucking predict you. As a matter of fact, you can just go into your fucking Google Maps and put that you're going in one destination that's going in the same direction of the place that you're going. Make sure it's going, wherever you're going, make sure it's, in the general direction that you're heading. That way it doesn't, you know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't throw you into a loop and shit. Because they'll catch on if you're going way the opposite of way of where you're saying you're going and shit. But, yeah, you'll see. Like, you type in, say, for instance, you're going to Little Caesars and fucking Chuck E. Cheese is right across the street. You type in that you're going to Chuck E. Cheese and you'll fucking see them all fucking... You'll see them all fucking at Chuck E. Cheese. I've done it with gas stations and shit, like 7-Eleven across the street from Shell and shit. And you'll see them, they're all fucking, and then they get pissed off. Like, you'll hear them, like, they'll fucking hit their gas hella fast and speed up out of the fucking gas station that you didn't go to and shit. Like, they get really fucking pissed. Like, when you break their fucking codes and shit, it's like you're telling them, like, they really think they're smart, but you're telling them you're not really that smart, man. You're not really that smart. You're only, you're only doing what you're told. Like, you guys are fucking remote control. Like, you're doing what you're told. You're not smart. Maybe they have the capability of reading our minds and predicting where we're going, but you stupid motherfuckers can't do it. Hey, what's going on, Diamond? Def looks into effects of gaslighting. That will give you some good. And definitely look into the effects of gaslighting. Yeah, if you have it all. Oh yeah, on the psychology. Yeah. The psychological, yeah. The gaslighting. That's really fucking hard for me. Like, gaslighting. Well, I guess it's not really hard so much anymore. It was more hard for me, like, when it was family. When it was family doing it. And it's not so much because, well, it was because, but it's just like, it's hard to know. I guess it's hard to know that your family knows the effects of this fucking program. Whether they didn't know it in the beginning and you explained it to them. Once you explain it to them, they have enough common sense to say, okay, yeah, this can kind of affect you in some pretty bad ways long term. Whether it makes you kill somebody, kill yourself, at the very, At the very least, the things shit can get a whole lot worse than that. But you know, for them to know that shit and to sit there and lie to you right there in your face, and it's like that was my toughest thing. Is because I always tried to fucking give them the benefit of the doubt. It's like, you know, and then it's a big ass struggle in your fucking head about, damn man, like, are they really fucking doing this? Nah, man, they can't be, man. This is my fucking sister. This is my this is my fucking mom. Like, what the fuck is it? That's what, like, I think when people commit suicide, although I would never, if it makes sense, I would never commit suicide. But the feeling, I guess I know the feeling, the feeling of a person who wants to commit. I don't know how to explain it, but you know, that's the, if I was gonna commit suicide, which I would never do. I'm not a suicidal person. Don't like pain. Don't want to die. I lived through this shit, you know, but so I'm not suicidal. But to sit there and fucking know your parents are doing your sisters, your brothers. It don't matter who the fuck it is, your family. You know, and they know. Man, that shit right there. I found myself making excuses for my family. Fuck, man. And then I just had to say fuck it and break out of that shit and just say fuck them all. And I had to leave. I had to fucking just leave, man, because that shit is fucking toxic. That's toxic. And that's, you know, that's with family and shit. You know, you love your family, but relationships are different. Luckily, I wasn't with, you know, I wasn't into, you know, I wasn't in no relationship when I found the shit going on, but I wasn't in no I wasn't in no relationship when that shit was going on, so but I can only fucking imagine your fucking spouse doing this shit to you, your wife, your fucking husband. Fuck, man. I know family seems like, I guess you could weigh it on the same scale, but the love for your family is different than the love for your spouse. I guess, you know, some people, you know, people do some weird, you know, people do some pretty fucked up stuff to people over their spouse. They do more fucked up shit to you over their spouse than they would to you over their family and shit. Like, I've seen some people do some pretty fucked up shit just off thinking their girlfriend or their boyfriend was looking at somebody. It's like, like, what the fuck? So to fucking have that person play head games and gaslight you, and for you to know that they know the severity of psychological fucking damage it can do to you, it's just some shit that you know, I went as far as to think that, you know, maybe my fucking family was kidnapped and cloned and shit. Like, maybe this ain't my fucking family. Maybe I got trapped in the fucking Mandela effect. And now the me that was there is here. Or the me that was here is there. Or you know what I'm saying. Like those movies and shit, where the dude goes out and goes to the store, and then he comes back home, and then nobody in the fucking family knows him. He's like, you're my wife. And she's like, no, I don't know you. Get away from my house. Get away from my house. Oh, man. But you're my wife. Those are my kids. I've never seen you before in my life. If you don't get out of here, I'm calling the cops. Let's see. You ever see YouTube channel Soft White Underbelly? Soft White Underbelly, that's the name of the channel? Let me see. It's nice to have a community of targeted individuals. We are never alone. Yeah. Yeah, that's the bittersweet. Yeah. United Judgment. Okay. What's going on, Judgment? Hey, D-Ray. About that, they also mess psychosis and hypnosis on people. Reason why people acting out now. Yeah, man. That's another thing. Hey, it's crazy you said. That's another thing I was thinking. Like, what if they, like went to a theater, like type of thing, and they fucking just hypnotized the whole fucking, a whole fucking audience at a time and shit. It's crazy, man. You just never know, bro. You never know. This world, man, the shit that we know in this world is really nothing. Like, we really know literally fucking nothing. Like, peanuts. I won't say nothing, but, it's really fucking peanuts what we know. There's shit all around us, like, man. The science of life, man, and the world around us. I seen this picture. They be talking about time travelers and shit, and when you think about it, they could have, they could have fucking altered the picture, photolabbed it or whatever. But I seen a lady from like the I think she was like, I don't know, early 1900s. I'll say 1920s, but it was probably earlier than that, or maybe a little later. I don't know. But the lady had in the picture, I think she was at like a baseball game or some fucking shit, and she had a fucking cell phone in her hand. She had a fucking cell phone in her hand, and I think I was watching what was I watching? It was something to do with different entities and shit. I think they were talking about time travelers and shit. So, and they showed a picture. They were showing just like a lot of pictures. They were showing pictures of like famous entertainers and shit, like Eddie Murphy. They had Eddie Murphy's picture, and then they had somebody way from the early fucking days, like like 1800s and shit, that looked just fucking like Eddie Murphy and shit. And they were saying, they say, and this isn't what I'm saying. You know, you guys got to take everything I say with about this is with a grain of salt as far as aliens and shit, because I just, I haven't experienced none of the shit, or I don't. I'm not no. I'm not no alien researcher or nothing. I just believe in them. I believe in them. But so, anyways, they say the entertainers and shit, like they go and they come fucking back and shit, like, and that's it. I don't know how true this shit is, man, but this world is so fucked up, man, and crazy and strange and shit. You just don't. I don't know nothing no more. I just know it ain't. It definitely ain't. This ain't it. This ain't it. This ain't. This is far from it. It's like people could just walk through fucking. It's easy for people to walk in. Like people can walk into our dimension. Like people from different dimensions and shit. I don't want to throw nobody off from targeting and shit. But so I don't really talk about this shit too much. But you know, um, they say there's different entities and shit that can just walk into this dimension and shit that, we can't walk into their shit, but they can just they can walk into our shit. Let's see.